Welcome to Divine Creator Brand. My name is Delbert. I am a spiritual motivational speaker. We talk about conquering fear and finding a path back to the heart where you can live in love, peace, joy, happiness, and harmony in your lives. And that's my true passion this lifetime. If this is your first time, welcome. If this isn't your first time, welcome back again. I appreciate you for walking with me in this journey of knowing more of who you truly are. Now, if you're vibing with me, if you like my energy, be sure you do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe for me as we continue to grow our community. I also want to say that everyone is welcome here, no matter your background, your belief. I believe that everyone has a divine connection and we are all one. That is my true core belief, and I have love for everyone. We all can agree on one thing, and that is that your mind is blocking it. So that is a part of my mission, is to really break fear in the mind and really show people how to set their mind free so they can get into their heart, so they can live the best reality possible. Now, also, if you want to support the vision, support Divine Creator Brand, we also are a 100% organic clothing brand, all GOTS certified. It's spiritually based. It's the only company in my eyes that's your true identity. It's not my identity. Divine Creator is you, and every time you put it on, it helps you embody who you truly are and embody your passions and able to share that and share your gifts to the world. So if you want to support the vision and also support organics, because these big corporations don't tell you what they put in their clothing. You talk about polyester, nylon, spandex. These are actually plastic, which invites diseases into your body, microplastics, as well as lowers your electromagnetic frequencies as well. So if you want to support that, be sure to check us out at www.divinecreatorbrand.com and upgrade your wardrobe. Now let's get to it. What is fear? I'm not talking about rational fear, right? Rational fear is an actual immediate danger, right? So if there's a predator or a lion in front of you, fear would be utilized to help you survive. I'm speaking to the fear that is used in spiritual warfare to keep you stuck and fighting in that same state of being of fight or flight. Why am I even talking about this? Well, it's about time your dreams became a reality. And the only thing that is blocking that is your mind. The only thing that is blocking that in your mind is the fear to overcome what you need to do in personal growth to be able to obtain that dream, obtain that reality. When we talk about that love, we talk about that joy, that happiness, that peace. Those are higher states of being. And if we're cycling through fear, it's going to keep us in lower states of being where we can't call in those higher frequencies and those higher energies into our life. So what we really need to do is learn how to utilize our mind, how to control our mind and not let our mind control us. When attacking fear, we must first understand what fear is. So to overcome something with ease, you definitely have to know its tactics. You have to know what it does within you, how you're reacting to it. Okay? Or you could be like me and just jump in and just bulldoze your way through fear. I would not recommend that, by the way, but there's people that are like that, right? Where you kind of learn on the move. Okay? But again, I wouldn't recommend that. A great way to think about fear in this idea is that some fears have no immediate danger, and we're utilizing our imaginations in the wrong manner. We're utilizing the imagination to implant fears of what could be, of what could happen, but it doesn't actually happen. And so a lot of the times we are feeding our energy into fear on things that haven't even happened yet, or maybe will never happen, or ones we create or allow other people to create in our reality. So the difference and detriment to our mind, body, soul connection in regards to fear, and that's rational fear compared to the fear that we create in our minds, is that rational fear, that immediate danger, that lion in front of us, when we actually get out of that situation, our body regulates itself back to a normal state of being. But when we create fears in our mind, we stay cycling in that state of being all the time. And that is not good for your physical body. That is not good for your mental body. That is not good for your spiritual body. I actually wrote down a few effects that can actually happen physically to you when you're in a constant state of fear, a constant state of fight or flight. And that actually is deep depression. I've been there, done that. Lowered immune system, an interruption of brain processing, make you more reactive to people. You're just going off on people. Non-regulation of emotions and memory loss. These are just a few, but I wanted to bring up some of the things that happen as you continually stay in this state over long periods of time, and we never go back to a regulated state of normalcy. But when we talk about personal growth, fear is the killer of spiritual ascension. The enemy wants to keep you in this state of being, this fear state, because of why? Your energy. Opposite forces have no power. Let me break this down. Opposite forces have no power unless you give it away, right? You have to feed these lower states. Because if you are in a higher state of being, if you are in love, if you are in happiness, these entities cannot operate in that frequency. So as long as you don't pull yourself down into those energy states, they cannot live in your field. So you must understand as well, when you are in those states, that is not you. You have a choice to feel that way. And you can choose something higher. Okay? So how does the enemy utilize this against you? Well, the enemy could bring situations, people into your life that poke at certain wounds that trigger these emotions inside of you. So, for example, right? You just have somebody come up or somebody you know, they come and they say something that just pisses you off, right? And you're thinking in your mind, where did this even come from? Why are you even talking to me about this right now? We've been fine for how long, and you just want to come with this now? Well, the enemy is utilizing their wounds unconsciously. The person's not conscious, right? They're utilizing them to get at your energy field, right? Because these energies don't want you to ascend. So you have a target on your back if you're starting to ascend. Why? Because the people you're around are not. So those energies are going to try to pull you back so that they don't get found out. The enemy also can plant thoughts into your minds based off of the wounds that you have from childhood or from the past. So, for example, in this regards, let's say you want to own a business, right? But then as soon as you get to the point where you're getting ready to pull the trigger on it, you start to get those fears and those doubts and that unworthiness that stems from things that happened in your childhood, okay? And so this is why it is so important to slow down and become aware of your thoughts and slow down and become aware of your emotions, because they are stemming from triggers that have happened in the past, okay? And this is why everything has a purpose. These opposite forces, they're just lower beings. It's not good or bad, because it's actually helping you more than anything, because as they attack you, as they point out these wounds inside of you, that allows you to be activated. It allows you to ascend now in your spiritual growth, because you are becoming aware of what needs to be healed within you, okay? So as you go back and you heal those wounds, now those triggers aren't there anymore. You've now uprooted that. And now you're able to move forward, so that whenever you see that, now you have the awareness and you're able to be like, no, I am worthy of this, right? Like, oh no, I can do this. I will do this, okay? So I really want to focus on 9 specific emotions that can keep you in this fear state of being and keep you cycling through this negative energy. The first one is anxiety, right? When you look at the definition of anxiety, it is the fear of something that hasn't happened yet. It ain't happened. It hasn't happened. So why are we using our mental energy to torment ourselves about something that hasn't happened yet? Hasn't happened, right? So why don't you save that energy for if it does happen, you can utilize that energy to overcome the situation instead of fighting something that hasn't happened yet, okay? So I have a story about this actually. I had a friend who, we were at a little event and there was a truck that came and it had parked under a tree like across the way of the event. And she was like, oh my God, who is that? That's so weird. Like, why would they park under the tree right there? Like, what are they doing? Are they going to shoot the place up? Like, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are we going way left here? Like, he just pulled under a tree. Like, that's all he did. Why are we going, well, wasn't that weird or whatever like that? Turns out, like, after about 2 or 3 minutes, the guy gets out with a dog and a camera, and he's trying to get a better angle of the bridge to take a picture or take a video of the bridge. And so I slowed down. I was like, hey, do you see this? This is what anxiety is. This is exactly how it is. Because something happened that triggered a fear in you, and now you started feeding that energy to that fear, and you're creating scenarios that didn't even happen, haven't even happened, okay? And so that's what I mean by why don't you save that energy, right? Because it hasn't happened yet. Worry is the next one. Now, this is the fear of the unknown, right? This is also fear of worry in the past. This is also worrying about the future, okay? This is worrying about everything but being right here, right now, and experiencing yourself right now. The enemy loves to keep you in the future, and it loves to keep you in the past because it keeps you out of experiencing right now, and that's all that matters. That's all you have is right now, okay? You weren't promised a year from now, and the past already happened, right? So why don't you use everything you have today? The next one is insecurities. Now, with insecurity, this is you doubting yourself, okay? Doubting your abilities, doubting your power, doubting your love, right? Do you understand that you matter? And if anybody hasn't told you that, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you right there, in looking in this camera right now, you matter. Every bit of you matters to this world. Don't ever doubt yourself, right? There is security hidden in your heart. There is love that is hidden in your heart. You just have to find it. That's all you have to do. You matter, okay? The next one is anger, right? Frustration. You getting mad because all these obstacles and challenges are coming up in your life. Who told you that it was going to be easy? No, nobody said anything was easy or hard. It just is. That's all. It just is. Okay. So we've learned along our path. We've learned along our path of school that has trained us that something that is easy or hard or something is right and wrong. That's not what it is. You're walking down a path and things come along that path that you need to overcome. Nobody's out to get you. Okay. And that brings me to resentment. Nobody's holding you back but yourself. You are the only one holding yourself back. So if you want something, go get it. The next one is sadness, which leads you into despair and grief. And I'm not saying to grieve someone is not healthy, right? But if this persists over years and years and years and years, we have to think, what are we grieving out of? Are we grieving out of fear or are we grieving out of love? That is the question to ask, right? Because grieving out of fear is that, I'm never going to be able to fill this hole in my heart now. When nothing outside of yourself can fill that hole. Only yourself. Only the love of God. Only the love of Source can feel that. Okay? So what are we grieving out of? So we need to understand that, because emotions are good so long that we can use them correctly and understand them. The next one is shame. Okay? This is one of the lowest frequencies, is shame and guilt, embarrassment. Okay? I just want you to know this because I struggled with shame. Okay? If you have made mistakes, it is okay. Learn from them. Become aware of why you made the mistake and fix it. Do not dwell in not being enough because of the shame of the past. That is not who you are, right? I don't care how many times you messed up. That's not who you are. You're human. You make mistakes. You have trauma. You have wounds that will take you down paths that you don't want to be down. But that doesn't mean you have to stay there. That doesn't mean that you have to remember that every single time you're trying to build something new that keeps dragging you back to the past. This is a new day. Now, this also flips to the other side of the coin as well, that if somebody has done something to you and you continue to let it happen over and over again, do not have shame on yourself for allowing it to happen. Forgive yourself, because you are only human. Everyone deserves forgiveness. Everyone deserves it. No matter what, they deserve forgiveness within themselves. Okay? And a lot of times people think forgiveness is for the other person. It's not for the other person, it's for you. That's what forgiveness is for. Same thing with compassion. Compassion isn't for the other person. Compassion is for you. Okay? The next one is helplessness. Okay? This is when you feel powerless to your situation. You feel like you can't do anything to get out of the situation that you are in. And you need somebody, or you need something to get out of it. You don't. You are the most powerful being on this planet, in this reality, I should say. I'm going to say that all the time. You're going to hear me say that throughout my channel. So if you end up joining the community, you're going to hear me say that all the time. You are the most powerful being in this reality. You can create it. You can destroy it too. So any situation that you're in, you can change it. Any circumstance you're in, you can change it. Any reality you want to see, you can have it, so long that you do the work to bring it into your reality. Us as beings are the only thing in the way of everything we've ever wanted in life, and that is in our heart. And if you can get this in line, it will bridge the gap to here. And then when you get here, it will manifest out of you. Not manifest out of other people's energy, manifest from your own energy, because you have now understood how to alchemize your own energy and now produce fruits from that. The last one is paranoia. Suspicion, right? Are you just suspicious about everybody? You just, oh my God, like this person cheating on me, this person doing it. You ain't showed no signs, but you just suspicious all the time. Or you're a person who just thinks it's World War III every day. You scared to go outside. You scared to go to the grocery store because you just have all these fears that are preventing you from living life, because you're just scared of the world. You ever hear those people who just say, oh, it's a bad world out there? Who says? Because you? Yeah, because you think that way. What you think is your reality. What you believe is your reality. So if that's what you believe, then yeah, it's a crappy world. But come to Delbert's world. It's fun. It's exciting. It's a vibe, because that's what I believe. And so that's the lens that I see life through. Okay? I heard a person say this one time, and so I'm going to share it with you. Fear is a reaction. Courage is not a personality trait. It's a choice. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. Fear is just a reaction. Courage is not a personality trait. It's a choice. We are dealt with choices every single day. We have choices on how we going to feel, on what we going to eat, how we going to act, how we're going to talk. Right? What day we're going to have? What choices are you making? Do you have a hopeful spirit or a fearful spirit? Do you have a joyful spirit or a fearful spirit? A doubtful spirit? An unworthy spirit? I don't know. You have to answer that question. But I can tell you, if you're saying anything on the other side of the coin, it's not true. That's not what your spirit is. Your spirit is love. Your spirit is light. That's what it is. It's in a human experience that can experience those emotions, but it ain't you. It's not you. I believe that fear is the absence of love. I feel like fear is the absence of who you are at your core. Because at your core, you're boundless, you're infinite. You can see anything, you could do anything. You can see the impossible. You're powerful. You have strength of a lion. That's who you are. And so if you're thinking anything outside of that, that's not you. It's the absence of you. So I actually brought a Bible verse that actually puts this into scope beautifully of really how we lost that power within us, lost that strength within us. We couldn't see that strength, that power, that love, that value within us, and where we may have went wrong in losing the sight of it. So I brought up 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11 through 13. When I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. Now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in the mirror. But then we will see everything with perfect clarity. All that I know now is partial and incomplete. But then I will know everything completely, just as God now knows me completely. 3 things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. And I feel like this is a beautiful, beautiful way to show us that childhood state is the compass back home. This is why I say all the children get to heaven in the Bible. It's because it's that state of being. And it clearly shows that once we put away the childish attributes of ourselves, we started to see through the lens of the world, through the lens of society. And that's a puzzling reflection, seeing life imperfectly from what it was intended to be. That gives me an example of, they did a little study of, I don't think it was a study, but they basically said they took a group of kids and they took a group of adults and they told them to make up a game and play the game. And the kids actually won because the kids were able to think of a game and play, and they were just playing. And they were thinking of rules as they went. The adults, they didn't even start until they got all the rules. They had to get everything in place, right, for them to be able to start. And they can never come into an agreement. And the kids are over here just playing, having fun, making up stuff as they go, right? This is life. That's definitely owning a business. So there's no good time to start a business. There's never a good time. There's never a good time to take a leap of faith. That's why it's faith. You can't see it. You learn as you go, right? You become it, okay? I'm going to leave you with one thing today, and that is you are more powerful than any circumstance in your life. You are more powerful than any situation in your life. You are more powerful than anything you could think of, and you can bring that into existence so long as you believe it in your heart. And that means that if you can believe it in your heart, that means you believe it when you can't even see it. Again, I would like to thank you so much for tuning in to Divine Creator Brand. What is fear? My name is Delbert, and if you liked this video, be sure to do all the YouTube things again for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, if you want to support the vision, be sure to go check us out at divinecreatorbrand.com. You also can follow us on social media, on Instagram at Divine Creator Brand, also on TikTok at Divine Creator Brand as well. And I think that is it. So, wow.